Get them out of your pockets and be a good jet. We could be anywhere else, but we're out here. We know the world's a mess, but we don't care.
Okay, my name is Pat. I go by the name PA the Second. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, Yama Yama Sound. Yeah.
I'm Kyle Senra, guitarist with Yama Yama Sound. Play a few other instruments too. I wouldn't call myself a producer, but I've helped produce, or at least tried to.
Yep.
This is super humble gentleman. By the way, my name is BAYO. Part of Yama Yama Sound. I'm a rapper, a singer. Sometimes, you know, I dabble a bit, a few instruments here and there. Not a professional. I won't call myself a professional. But yeah, I support Yama Yama Sound.
This is a pro gig tonight, though.
Oh yes,
Where are we tonight, guys?
The Townhouse.
The Townhouse.
Sudbury, Ontario.
Yeah.
One of the biggest venues in Sudbury. So I'm super happy to be here for the second time this year.
Yes, it's true. It's second time.
Yeah, last time you guys were here.
PA the Second. So
Yeah, the second. Everything always has a second. You have to put a second there, for sure. And we're happy to be.
The last time we were here, we had a really good show. It's one of the best shows we had in the little summer tour we had earlier this year. So the owners, the management, they called us back, and we're very happy to be back. So today we have DJ Lakeside. He's keeping the ground warm for us right now. And right after DJ Lakeside is going to be Tessa and Pete Ballas. And they opening up for us, and then we're closing up the night. It's going to be PA and the Yama Yama Sound, which is I and the Yama Yama Sound. Also, BAYO is going to have a set within the set, so that we could have a full show with variety. Yeah.
because even though BAYO and PA the Second are both separate artists, they both have their own albums. We come together to form the Yama Yama Sound band, so we can bring both of their catalogs to life.
Yeah, and when you hear the name Yama Yama, for people who hear that from the shores of Africa, I might not be able to put this in proper context, but it means everything comes together, no matter how he does. You know, I've just been blessed to be a part of something that's bigger than what it is right now. I mean, today you might see us performing at the Townhouse, but you never know what's going to happen tomorrow, because we are super driven. This fine gentleman I sit here with, I can guarantee you that they are as ambitious as myself to push music beyond where we are right now. So I'm super thankful for that. I just want to put that in there, and I'm blessed to be working with Yama Yama Sound.
So ask the question. It looks better when the media person asks the question. So.
Yes, so for you, what does Yama Yama mean?
So Yama Yama is a term, is an African term. It means different things in different languages and different countries. But where the term came from is I'm Nigerian, and the lingua franca in Nigeria on the streets is something we call pidgin English, right? It's sort of like a patois, but when an African guy can't really speak English like that, they funk it up, and now we all speaking it. It's the funked up version of English in a way.
Yes, sir.
So it's a language that's mixed with Portuguese, sometimes French, all sorts of things in there. Creole, you name it, it's in the language. And we try to. So back in the day in Toronto, when someone hears like a beat or a song I made, they're like, "Yo, that's nasty, bro." I'm like, "What do you mean it's nasty?" So I kind of started taking offense to like, "What you mean is nasty?" Like, and I didn't know about when the Canadian says something is like it's bad, it's like super good. It's like, "Yo, bro, that's bad," and I'm like, bro, what do you mean it's bad? What do you mean it's nasty? So later on, I'm like, "Yo, it's nasty," like the nasty face you make when you hear something good. So I used to go by Nasty for a week, for like a decent period. We used the name Nasty, but I'm like, the music we make is serious. The music we make is subtle, is soft, that sometimes it's hard. And one thing you can't qualify the music we make is nasty. You get what I'm saying? So having to listen to the sound and the first thing you hear is nasty. So let's say find a way to make nasty a bit coded, a bit more like
Interesting.
something that will make you ask the question you're asking right now,
Mhm.
you know. So it's like a direct translation in pidgin English. So yama yama means like when something is like rugged anyhow, but it comes together, you know, it works. And that's a direct translation for the nasty. So when it's not that pretty, but what we do in yama yama is like, you know, we bring elements that some people are like, how is that working? How should that work? But we make it work. So we try to bring all the craziness and our different sounds and our different personalities and elements and throw it together to create some kind of gumbo. And then, you know, sometimes there's a saying in Africa, don't look into the water, else you probably won't drink it,
Absolutely.
you know. And that's that nasty. That's that. If you look into the water, it's sometimes it's not that pretty. You understand? But when you drink it, you need it. You understand? So there's some kind of sauce, like some kind of gumbo. You look at. If you use your eyes, you probably won't touch it. But you taste it, you're like, what is that? You kind of, you know what I'm saying? So that's where the yama yama thing sort of came from. Yeah.
And just one thing to add to that, because one of Pat's biggest influences is Fela Kuti,
Yeah.
and you know, Nigerian who incorporate a lot of jazz into Afrobeat music. And like, one of the things in jazz is the dissonance and like the tones that we don't normally use in tonal music. And there's the beauty in what normally would sound off or wrong. And so, just to kind of continue that, I'm sure Fela Kuti would love
Yep.
Yama Yama for that
I
reason.
bet, because it's like, you know, sometimes we ask ourselves a question, what will fella do? So if we want to do something and it's like too out there, and maybe we are second guessing what we're trying to do, I'm like, what will fella do? And you know,
And just to add to that awesome description of what Yama Yama is, which made me fall in love with it when I first heard about it. It's what makes the sound that comes out of it. Not just the sound, the creativity that comes out of Yama Yama. It's
Exactly.
not overthinking it. It's like, be original, be authentic, be simple. You know, let's hear it. My favorite thing is always like, oh, we are not sure about this, but let's hear it, and then see how we can make it work. And the long story short, I fell in love with Yama Yama concept from the onset. As soon as I met my brother Patrick and my brother Kyle, they're both my brothers. I mean, there's no questions asked. They know that. But what made me fall in love with it from the onset was when I heard the concept Yama Yama, and he explained it to me like he explained it to you. I'm like, it does make sense. Because as a matter of fact, when you see creativity, it doesn't have to be too serious. You gotta be flexible with it.
at the same time, it's serious.
And be serious.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but just, you know.
You
it's
can
a
have
beautiful-
fun while being serious.
You can have fun.
That's
while
the
being-
importance.
It's a beautiful
Yeah,
thing.
that's
It's a
the
beautiful concept.
Have serious fun.
It's important to be silly while we
Yeah.
want to be creative. because
Exactly.
That will help to inspire creativity.
Exactly.
I just had to
Absolutely.
pipe in and just say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
At the
Actually.
core, at the core of what we do, the moment it's not fun, we probably won't be doing it.
Yes.
You know, yeah. So, you know, the happiness comes from the fun.
Absolutely.
You know, if it's all work, we probably will have quit by now. Because if you're in the music business long enough, you know it's not that lucrative at this stage. You know, so
Yeah.
what's keeping us all going is the
fun
love
of it.
of the art
And
and
the love.
the fun that we get. You know, doing this. I met Kyle a long time ago. I was in my probably first or second year of architecture school, and things was super rough. And I told him, I'm like, bro, we're gonna get here. We're gonna get to where we are today, and even go past. You know, I'm gonna say this on your camera. You see us at the Junos. Let's watch.
Absolutely. You
Let's
will
watch.
see us at the Junos. In case you didn't hear that, I'm gonna repeat it. You are gonna see us at the Junos.
And that's being serious, not silly.
Yeah, that's the thing. So like, you know, it's a little bit of both. It's so, but at the same time, you know, we're calling it out. So you know, like that's another thing I believe too heavily is in the power of manifestation. when I met Kyle, I think I was 19 years old. I'm 28 now. It took a while to get to this point, but we manifested it. You know, we manifested it. We damn near went broke to make this happen. You know, but we're here, and one thing that's important is us being able to push it further. You know, so personally, I'm very happy that I didn't really know about this interview, but I'm happy that I'm here with, you know, you just caught us, you know, Bio, Kyle, and I. It's the core of the thing, and I'm happy that we are here actually catching this moment because we're probably gonna be great watching this interview and some point.
Part of history.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's the date today, guys?
The date
October
today,
28th.
Right,
And-
Halloween weekend.
Yeah.
Halloween weekend, and it's,
I don't normally dress as a hippie. Yeah. Super silly serious.
silly serious. You know what?
Silliest.
Those two words, I'm gonna use it off for now. Silly serious. You know, but this is it's a beautiful time to be alive. Personally, as an artist, it's always been my dream to be a part of a music venture that's bigger than myself. Just because I'm a music enthusiastic, or whatever the word is.
Enthusiast.
Enthusiast. English is not my first language, by the way.
At all.
But it's a beautiful time to be alive, watching the transition of how much work we put into the music that we've been working on. I came into Yama Yama right after Patrick and Kyle have been going on at it, and I identify the potential just being.
Let me talk about that story real quick. So I came to Sudbury, right? And I'm African, I'm Nigerian. Anybody I meet, I'm like, I do this music thing for real, for real. They're like, have you met Bio? I'm like, yo, I just told you I'm doing this music thing for real, for real. Why are you telling me about Bio? So have you met Bio? Have you met Bio? I'm like, yo, stop telling me this, like, stop calling this guy's name every time. So one time I was doing sound at an event. Because like we said, you know, we do a bunch of stuff. Like, I don't just sing, I don't just play instruments, I don't just rap.
We are professionals as well. We got
Hustle and grind.
career, we got trades, we got
All
skills.
sorts of stuff. So
You
at
know,
this
You
particular
are one
day,
of the nicest, calmest sound person people I've ever met.
I'm glad to hear that. You know,
yeah, man, we
Well,
try
I
our
do
best.
wonder if
I'm
that's
allowed to say that.
The-
I date sound tech.
part of the empathy of he's been on the other side, being an
Yeah.
artist, right? So he knows what kind of treatment he wants as an artist from a sound person, and then vice versa as a sound person what they
Yeah,
want expect from an
absolutely.
artist. So
The way I just try to be me at the same time, you know. But you know, like the way they raised us is respect. You know, you should then just respect, you know.
I just gotta put that in there. I'm Nigerian Jew.
Yeah,
just
bro.
in case you didn't know it. You know? But,
So
but
this is how I met Bayo. Let's not go too far. So I was doing sound at this event, and he was there with his family, and like I was already kicking it with him before I now found out that's Bayo. Like we were chatting, laughing, we shared a couple drinks. And I'm like, yo, bro, what's your name? It's like it's Bayo. I step back. I'm like, you're the Bayo.
The Bayo.
So
I've been hearing about.
that's how we met, and we joined forces, at least with the sound side of things, and a bunch of other things we did. And we built the studio, we built a barber shop, we built the company, and we've been running now for a little bit. Azwa is upstairs. She's another face that should have been here, but she's working. She's at the merch stand right now, and she keeps the show running. You know, we like to be artists. We don't like to do the administrative stuff too much.
And that is so important.
We leave
A
business
lot
to
of
where
people-
who takes care of business, and we just do the work behind the scenes. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy that you brought that up because a lot of people tend to forget that it's not just the people on stage.
Yeah.
but
So.
it takes a whole nother team
Yes.
on the outside.
Oh, let me even
Not
talk
just
about
the
the team.
fans, but
Yes, the
definitely
work.
the people at the merch.
Let's
they
talk
help.
about that. So
Yeah.
you see, that's one thing about Yama Yama, that this is for other creatives trying to somehow, because no one told us. You know, when you watch TV, you see these guys, and it's just so the glitz, the glamour is so pretty. You don't know how much work goes behind it. You know. Literally everything we do it in-house, you know. We do it in-house. Bayo, you see there, he's a graphic designer. like probably one of the best in the city. I do a little bit of graphics, but I don't talk graphics when he's there, cause yeah, there's levels. And I actually went to architecture school, but I would do a lot of graphics in architecture school. But he's a graphic guy, you know. So
Amongst other things.
amongst other things, so most of the we're talking sound now, so
Yeah.
you can't talk about your day job and
No. No,
So
day job is just one on the side.
he made most of the covers of the albums, like the EPs we've put out. It's all mostly his work, and so like that being said, that kind of you see that's one person, and he has to kind of play several roles within the company, and for Kyle helps with bringing some of the stuff we do digitally, brings it out to life, because none of us can speak that music language. Kyle actually went to school for music.
Yeah.
You understand? So he helps bring some of the ideas we do, bring it to life. So he's like the facilitator in a sense, because if you tell me, go tell the bass guy or I say do pa or it's pa. Yeah, that's the way I know how to say it.
He knows the chords.
But he knows the chords, he knows the
knows the
names
notes.
and all. In Africa,
Progressions.
the way we learned it in Africa is do re mi fa sol la
By
ti
the
do
ear.
by the ear. But the way we play here is written, so he helps with a lot of the bringing that to life, and also songwriting, producing, things of that nature. He helps heavily with that, and yeah, if I want to talk about some of the things I do, it's gonna take all night. So
But just so the studio experience, you're creating so many different beats, so many different aspects, and when you're sampling, you're throwing things together. Like you're throwing so much in, then it's the reverse of, okay, how do we take this live? Or that is kind of it's an extra step that
yeah, so
And to speak
what
to
is
that,
essential
and to speak to that, not just that, the sound engineering, the mixing, the mastering, the recording, the
phenomenal
gear, being able to. I don't know jack shit about putting equipment together. I mean, I could learn, but it comes from PA the second, and that's the beauty of it. We come together as a unit and we learn and feed off each other, and knowing that we're working towards a common goal. For me, that's the biggest thing.
And it's funny how the common goal can come even from different entry points, because like I met Patrick in late 2015. By that point, he had already put out 3 EPs. So the Yama Yama journey began even before Yama Yama actually existed and had a name for it. I
Absolutely.
mean, it started back in Nigeria before you even came to Canada, just releasing music then and trying to create things back on. We used to use Fruity Loops to create all.
Yeah.
Just as a 12, 13-year-old,
Yep.
creating your own beats so you could rap on it, and then just how the humble beginnings,
Yep.
slowly with time adding, and just keep adding.
And that's so beautiful. I was able to relate with that story because that was my journey from in music and creativity. And when I met Patrick, and that was why it was a sporadic connection. Like he mentioned earlier, that we just connected because we almost could speak the same language. Of course, he pursued it with a deeper passion for it than myself due to growth. But it was just super organic that we integrated together into the big picture.
Yeah, we want the boss.
Yeah, there's the boss. She just showed up.
At that interview.
Always behind the scenes.
Always behind the scenes.
That is why it's super great.
But this behind the scenes though, everything was a dream.
It was all
The
a
first
dream.
song I'm starting
Used to
with
write bars and
was
tracks.
all a dream, man.
And
Everything
crap.
was a dream. I don't think there's a bigger dreamer in the space. We're sitting here and probably dreaming of some new stuff too, because you can't do anything without dreams, man. If you can't think about it, it probably won't happen. Certain things, like for some certain people, it happens by chance, but when you're cut out the way we cut out, you kind of have to build it. You kind of have to think about it and build the steps to get to that point. So that's what we've been doing for years, So I believe that all the things we're seeing here, you see it. You see it. It's not like overconfidence or anything. It's just the work is gonna back it up. That's one thing I trust. So yeah.
And In all honesty, I'm just excited. I'm always excited, no matter what, because whenever I'm with this group of gentlemen that you see here, and the big boss behind the scene, it's always positive energy because the dream is unanimous. Someone way bigger than ourselves, and when we have our conversations off camera, we're talking about things that's gonna happen, that's gonna manifest into the way deep into the future. I mean, when I sit back and think about it, I see it as we're not just artists. We're almost prophets, and we're just prophesying these things that are gonna manifest through our creativity and artistic skills and hard work.
I was gonna say the grinding is the big
Yes.
part of it, because we can dream all we want, but
Yes.
we're not taking
If we're not-
tangible
okay,
steps every
that's
day.
what
to
I'm
make
not the
that
one
dream.
saying that now, because if you can clearly tell,
Yeah.
that's what has kept us going up till now. Because it's not easy.
No.
It's not easy. Everyone here you see has a day job they do. No one's living off music.
No.
In quote. So it's kept us to this point, and the goal is to get to a point where the music is further. Is hitting more. It's not really for money. It's we just want to touch the people more than, because we've seen the impact we've been able to make on a smaller scale, and we believe we can touch more lives the bigger it gets, positively, so if you've not seen a Yama Yama show, you probably should come see one, because you can't even predict what you do. Sometimes the gods are there with us, sometimes we let the gods be, don't bother them.
No, we let the gods be, and sometimes the people are there too with us, and it's just, I like the fact that Pia the second mentioned that it's for the people, because if it's for the money, we probably wouldn't have been able to keep going, because there's no direct proportionality between your artistic products to the composition you get to it, and I think most artists can relate to that, but since we've made the goal to be for the people, to address issues that matter to people, I think we will go even a longer way than if it was for the money.
Because any person that listens to any song online, or anytime you see any review or or anything, Pat posts a lot of videos of himself in studio. Any interaction you get, that impact is felt. Certainly when we're live on stage, we can see the people in the crowd and that direct impact in front of us. But every little thing we do, we know there's an impact somewhere that'll happen, and that also helps that, okay, every little bit matters. There's a lot to do, but every little bit you do helps with that ultimate goal and that dream.
And we take that and put it into the process, and helps build the project, so that way we don't lose track of it. I always say that I am super blessed and thankful that I find myself in a circle of creatives like this gentleman, and I believe that the sky is just a stepping stone. We're gonna be astronauts. We're gonna shoot for the stars, and we're gonna end up at the moon, or maybe some other universe or UFO that they're yet to discover.
They say Pluto no they show for me. Jupiter. Jupiter,
it's a beautiful thing.
As long as we're space trucking.
Yeah. No doubt.
Deep reference.
So you think you got enough content, or you